Welcome to Dark Cinema. Today we work with the 10th spirit of the Ars Goetia, Buer, a great president commanding 50 legions of spirits. His offer stands apart from every other spirit in the grimoire. He heals all distempers in man. In a text full of spirits offering wealth, power, and knowledge, Buer is the physician of the Goetia. His form is among the strangest in the entire tradition. The Goetia says he appears in Sagittary, the archer's sign, and the manuscript illustrations render him as a lion's head at the center of 5 goat legs, arranged like the spokes of a wheel, moving by rolling. Later artists, including the illustrator of the Dictionnaire Infernal, made this image famous. The wheel is the emblem. Buer is cyclical motion, the turning that restores. His powers as the text records them. He teaches philosophy, both moral and natural. He teaches the logical art. He teaches the virtues of all herbs and plants. He heals all distempers in man, and he gives good familiars, attendant spirits who continue the work after the ritual closes. Teaching and healing in one spirit, the Goetia treats knowledge of nature and repair of the body as a single art. Agrippa devotes much of his first book to exactly this doctrine, the hidden virtues of herbs and the correspondence between plant, planet, and body. Buer is the spirit who teaches that system from the inside. Operators traditionally petition him not just for healing, but for the understanding of why a remedy works, the philosophy beneath the medicine. The Dictionnaire Infernal preserves his classical portrait and his rank, President, the Goetia's title for spirits who govern through teaching rather than command. Presidents arrive as instructors. The tone of a Buer working, the tradition consistently reports, is that of entering a classroom, stranger than any classroom, but a classroom. Buer is a day spirit, governed by the sun in Sagittarius, by the timing tradition. His hours are daylight hours. Late morning is traditional. The healing arts belong to the light half of the correspondence system. Work him with the sun up. The Circle of Solomon, complete, 9 feet, Tetragrammaton east, Adonai west, Agla north, Sabaoth south. Hexagram and archangelic names between the rings. Buer is described as tractable and willing, but the Goetia grants no exemptions from the circle for any spirit. The forms are followed completely, or the working is not attempted. The triangle of art to the east, Michael, Anaphexaton, Primomaton. His seal at the center of the inner circle. Buer's manifestation, operators report, often announces itself as movement at the edge of vision, the turning of the wheel, before any form resolves in the triangle. The seal of Buer, drawn on virgin parchment in black ink, one sitting, full attention. His sigil is compact and symmetric, echoing the wheel of his form. Place it in the triangle before the conjuration begins. Some operators in the healing tradition draw the seal with the petition already in mind, holding the name of the illness or the person to be healed while the lines are drawn. The seal becomes petition and instrument in one. The instruments in full, ring, pentagram, triangle, brazen vessel, candles in yellow or gold, solar colors. On the altar, the offering tradition for Buer is herbal, dried chamomile, sage, rosemary, or whatever healing herbs are available to you. Offer the tools of his own art. Suffumigation, frankincense with bay laurel, solar, clarifying, and traditionally associated with Apollo's healing aspect, which the Renaissance magicians mapped directly onto workings of this kind. Burn it before and during the conjuration. Your petition, per the Abramelin discipline, written in one sentence before the working. For Buer, name the distemper precisely, the condition, the person, the outcome sought. And the tradition adds its own sober note, which this channel repeats plainly: grimoire healing was never a replacement for the physician. The old operators consulted both. So do the serious ones now. Face the triangle in daylight. Speak the first conjuration. I do invocate and conjure thee, O Spirit Buer. And being with power armed from the supreme majesty, I do strongly command thee by Berlinensis, Baldachiensis, Palmachia, and Apologiae Sades, by the most powerful princes, genii, and ministers of the Tartarian abode, and by the chief prince of the seat of Apologia, in the 9th legion, I do invoke thee, and by invoking conjure thee. And being armed with power from the Supreme Majesty, I do strongly command thee, O Spirit Buer, that thou dost forthwith appear unto me here before this circle in a fair and comely shape, without any deformity or tortuosity. Speak with me in a voice intelligible to my understanding, and fulfill my desires to the end, in all things that I shall make request of thee. Wherefore come thou, fulfill the commands of him who holds the authority of the Most High. In the name of Tetragrammaton, Adonai, Agla, and Sabaoth, appear, O Buer, appear. Buer teaches in sequences like Stolas, but where Stolas lectures on the heavens, Buer's instruction is practical. Operators report receiving specific plants, specific preparations, specific changes of habit or regimen, in ordered steps. Write each step in order. The sequence is part of the teaching. Barrett notes that instructing spirits continue their lessons after the working closes. The urge to look up a plant, to walk a different route, to reach for a book. Follow those threads in the days after. Record where they lead. When the instruction is complete, speak the license to depart. O thou Spirit Buer, because thou hast diligently answered unto my demands, and hast been very ready and willing to come at my call, I do hereby license thee to depart unto thy proper place, without causing harm or danger unto man or beast. Depart then, I say, and be thou very ready to come at my call, being duly exercised and conjured by the sacred rites of magic. I charge thee to withdraw peaceably and quietly, and the peace of God be ever continued between thee and me. Amen. Extinguish the candles, wrap the seal in white cloth. The herbal offerings are burned or returned to the earth, not discarded in the trash. The tradition is specific about respect for the materials of the art. Close the circle counterclockwise. Eat, drink water, rest. Primary sources, the Ars Goetia from the Lesser Key of Solomon. Agrippa's 3 books of occult philosophy, book 1 especially, on the virtues of herbs. The Picatrix on solar timing and suffumigation. The Book of Abramelin on will and preparation. The Dictionnaire Infernal for the classical image. All available, most in the public domain. That is the working for Buer, 10th spirit of the Ars Goetia, president of 50 legions, teacher of philosophy, and healer of all distempers. Subscribe to Dark Cinema for more grimoire-accurate guides. Keep your circle closed, your will clear, and your intentions pure.